John Boyle and Ivan McKee, who is Director of Business for Scotland, obviously a pro-independence group. And a very good morning to you, gentlemen. I want to start with you, John. Set out the case for no. Aren't there opportunities for business in an independent Scotland?
Well, firstly, if I just might say so, we business people are often portrayed as just looking at numbers, and I am as passionate. I'm a committed Scotsman. I was educated here. I then went and lived 25 years in England and then chose to come back. So I'm committed Scottish but passionately British. And there seems to be a view that only the nationalist cause has any verve. So we are very, very pro-British but committed Scottish people.
So is this for you more about identity than the numbers?
There seems to be an idea that all the fever is only on the nationalist side. It certainly is not. We are very pro-British as well as being committed Scottish people. My business has its headquarters in Glasgow, but we have factories in Bristol, in Shoreham, in Brighton. We have hotels in Stratford-on-Avon and in Chichester. So we happen to be a British business centred in Scotland. Yeah. And what we feel is that the pro-British case in economic terms is quite frankly overwhelming. The element of uncertainty we would have over currency, will they take the British pound? Unlikely. Mark Kearney, all the British people, Bank of England, are quite frankly saying you're not getting in.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Okay, so, well, I have to put that to Ivan. You know, why exactly, we want to have a debate. Ivan, why bring in the uncertainty? Of course, Scotland's major market will be south of the border. You've got that now. You've got unfettered access, obviously, to it. Why put that in doubt, put that in jeopardy?
The first thing from a business point of view is that the overwhelming case economically for Scotland to be independent. When outside of London, this is the richest part of the UK. It's got a GDP 18% higher than the rest of the UK. Tax take per head significantly higher than the rest of the UK. So as an independent country...
You are a major exporter and your major market is there. And as I say, you've got free access to it.
And I've got businesses in Scotland and England at the moment, in Eastern Europe, Croatia, Bosnia, Estonia. I'm doing business in Sweden and Romania and Poland at the moment. And there aren't really any barriers across any of those countries that are going to be any different if Scotland and England are separate countries. Barriers isn't the issue. The issue is about Scotland having control of its economic levers and using the wealth that's within Scotland to maximise the opportunities for business within Scotland.
How can you have control? Your options are... You're out of the British pound, so you might have to queue up.
John, that's not true.
Well,
that's not true.
Every indication is you're going to be out.
You know that's not true.
The English will not have. The English will not have you in the pound. Why would they?
Tradable currency. Anyone that wants to can use the pound. Mark Kearney's coming up this week.
And he's going to put the kibosh on it.
No, he's not. He's up to talk to Alex Salmon. If that wasn't an issue, he wouldn't come and talk to me about it. He's coming to talk to me about it because there's an issue.
Let's agree there's uncertainty.
Okay, John. Well, let's just let John follow that, right? So, okay, let's say Scotland is not part.
Let's agree there's
the sterling area.
There's no uncertainty on that, John.
Let's agree that, excuse me, there's huge uncertainty. We then come to the euro. So you want to queue up and join the euro. Now, they want to be in control of their own destiny. If you join the euro, you'll end up, excuse me, you'll end up like Greece, where you won't be controlling your own economy because you'll be dictated by the Central Bank of Europe, a.k.a. the Bank of Berlin. So you're actually worse off joining the euro because that's going to be your second option. And your third option is the Scottish pound, which quite frankly...
Ivan, you have to come in here because you are just basing the whole argument, the Yes campaign, on that. Oh yes, of course we will be in sterling, but that has got to be at the very least a matter for negotiation.
No,
it's not a given.
The Scottish economy is significantly stronger than the rest of the UK. As I've said before, GDP is higher, tax takes higher. At the moment, a significant portion of that wealth flows south.
These are the arguments you
that needs to stay within Scotland.
Not a given.
No, that's a fact, right? The Scottish economy has got a higher tax take per head.
It's a
rich country. That's a rich country, right? In terms of what currency we use, you don't have to ask to use the pound. The pound is a fully tradable international currency, so it's completely irrelevant. Now, John knows that fine well. So all this stuff about Greece, etc., etc. John, let me finish. Anybody can use the pound that wants to. You know that. Anybody can go
in the same way the countries around the world use the dollar.
Yeah, so it's irrelevant. That isn't the issue. The issue is... John, let me finish. John, let me finish.
John, let me finish. Without any effect.
John, let me finish. That's not the issue.
Currency without any effect.
Right. Do you think it could come to that, though, Ivan McKee? I mean, it could come to that. You have sterling as the hard currency.
There's several. No, the Scottish pound would be like the Norwegian krona or the Swedish krona. It would be stronger than sterling.
So there is a fallback position.
I think from a manufacturing point of view, I wouldn't want a Scottish pound because it would be too strong and would harm Scottish exports. And from the rest of the UK's point of view, it makes much more sense to have a currency zone with Scotland because it helps our balance of payments. Scottish oil and Scottish whisky exports support the UK balance of payments at the moment. And I want to say something else on something John was talking about earlier. I mean, John went on about patriotism. Him coming out from the British nationalist point of view, you can see where he's coming from.
But wouldn't that help business in Scotland? You're working
for Scotland. It doesn't make sense, John, to let your emotions interfere with your business sense. In fact, you're coming out from the British nationalist point of view.
I'm entitled to be as emotional being Scottish as part of the United Kingdom as you are to being Scottish. There is a small minority in Scotland, a substantial minority, who believe that they wish to be Scottish, they wish to be fully independent at any cost. Right. And I respect them, whether it's £1,000, £2,000 or £3,000 per person.
You've got 10 seconds out, McKee.
There's a significant number, there's a significant number of people who want to be British at any cost, and the economic facts say we'd be much, much better off as an independent country. British nationalists like John can argue that case from their point of view, but economically it doesn't make sense.